Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's video we're going to have a look at the latest from the live radar. We'll then run through the weather warnings as we have red extreme heat warnings in force for tomorrow. With that heat wave we are seeing peaking through Monday and Tuesday, with temperatures likely through Monday afternoon to reach the high 30s, potentially 38, 39 degrees, maybe just edging above our all-time temperature record. Does look likely though the hottest temperatures now will very much be on Tuesday, whereas looking likely we will reach 40 degrees somewhere along the spine of England, perhaps towards eastern side as well. So through central southern England, through the Midlands, up to northeast England and East Anglia, through the Midlands, said in East Midlands could be the peak as well. Somewhere in that region, it looks highly likely we reach 40 degrees, some models perhaps 41 or 42 degrees. So we'll have a look at the various models today for that as well. And of course, we'll also have a look at the potential for some big thunderstorms coming, maybe through Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. There's a lot of uncertainty with it because it all depends on the breakdown of this heat wave. But some models have some quite severe systems moving up from the west and the south. And of course, with all this energy around, if we do see some instability, it will go boom. So we'll have a look at that as well. And we'll also have a look at the longer range with the ensembles. If you don't like the heat, it is looking encouraging that temperatures will return back towards average. Still could be warm for many in the south and the east, especially, but nothing anywhere near as hot as this. A good 10 to 15 degrees cooler than these next 2 days. Just remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure to like and subscribe. And remember to follow me on Twitter as well, the link's in the description. So if you do start on the live radar, you can see there is a bit of precipitation across the eastern parts of Scotland, and there has been some heavier precipitation generally through Scotland and Northern England that moved through earlier today. Now, it's affecting the open at St Andrews a little bit, but over the course of the afternoon when the leaders go out, it should reduce. So if you are watching that, it does look like there will be some good conditions this afternoon, and elsewhere it is largely very dry, and those temperatures are rising today. Now, many will forget, because the temperatures are peaking tomorrow, we do actually have an amber extreme heat warning in force for today, with those temperatures widely reaching 30 to 32 degrees, maybe seeing an isolated 33 or 34. And as I'm recording this, around 1:30, if we do put those temperatures on, you can see it is getting quite hot indeed. A lot of reds around widely as well. So this is not just in localized areas. That's one of the biggest things about this heat wave and this peak we're seeing tomorrow. It's not just in isolated London or southeast England or up towards Cambridge, where we have seen very high temperatures locally before. This is widespread heat. You can see we're seeing heat all the way in Norwich, through the London area, all the way down to Cornwall, all the way through Wales, up towards Liverpool, even Newcastle, Edinburgh, Inverness. Very, very warm, getting towards the mid to high 20s, if not touching on 30 degrees, especially for England and Wales. And you can see across the Republic and Northern Ireland, it is very hot as well, with those temperatures likely peaking over the next couple of days in around that 30-degree mark. So not quite as hot as parts of England, but still incredibly warm. So you can see very hot at the moment, but the hottest air you can see is across parts of southern France, Spain and Portugal, where it's widely reaching 40 to 45 degrees, and that air is going to be reaching the United Kingdom over the course of this evening and overnight. So the hottest air is going to start to arrive tonight, but we'll only really see the effects tomorrow afternoon when those temperatures really do rise. So if we do now have a look at the weather warnings, you can see today we do have an extreme heat warning for most of England and parts of eastern Wales. Again, we won't have a look at this in detail because this has been in force for about a week now, so we have a look at it in most of the videos. But extreme heat warning for temperatures around that 30 to 32 degree mark. Tomorrow, though, we do have a red and widespread amber warning. Now, the amber warning has been updated today to include more of Scotland. So if we do have a look at this amber warning that's just in force for these areas from Monday and Tuesday, you can see hot spells likely to develop from Sunday, likely peaking early next week, leading to widespread impacts on people. And you can see the warning has been extended this morning at 10 a.m. to cover more of Scotland and northeast England. So an extension of this warning. Again, we don't really need these warnings to know that it's going to be hot, very hot indeed. And we still have the red extreme heat warning here from midnight tonight all the way to midnight on Tuesday. An exceptional hot spell on Monday and Tuesday, leading to widespread impacts on people and infrastructure. Again, hasn't been updated since Friday, but we'll run through it again. Especially exceptional, perhaps record-breaking temperatures, likely record-breaking temperatures now on Monday and then again on Tuesday. Nights are likely to be exceptionally warm for the UK, especially in urban areas. This is likely to lead to widespread impacts on people and infrastructure. Temperatures are expected to drop away from Wednesday onwards. The one thing I had said in yesterday's video, and I'll say again today, it is going to be ridiculous, the overnight temperatures from Monday into Tuesday. Incredibly hot. Widely not getting below the low to mid 20s. So it's going to be some of the hottest conditions most people in this country have ever slept in. Again, when people go abroad, I know I've seen a lot of comparisons when you go abroad to areas of Europe, America, I don't know, out across the globe, it is hotter or as hot overnight. But the difference is when you're staying out on holiday somewhere, most of the time you have air conditioning. So even though it's 25, 30 degrees outside, indoors it's more around 18, 19 degrees, even lower for some, which is comfortable sleeping. But the issue is we're going to be seeing 40 degrees or high 30s in the day, which is going to heat the house up, heat your bedrooms up to around 30 degrees probably, and overnight with those temperatures hovering in the mid to low 20s, it's not going to reduce at all. So inside temperatures could be around 30 degrees overnight, when ideally sleeping temperatures are almost 10 degrees cooler than that. So that's going to be the issue. The big issue is going to be sleeping, as well as the daytime temperatures, because of course all the talk, all the media will be hyping up and talking about the highest temperatures in the day, but I think one of the biggest impacts of this for most people will be the overnight sleeping patterns. A lot of people will be able to stay in the shade, have ice cream, things like that, have cold showers to cope with the heat in the day, but it's going to be the actual sleeping which is going to be, I think, the biggest issue for most people. But of course, the high temperatures in the day could be very dangerous for those vulnerable, young and pets as well, where there could be some quite severe impact. So please do look after anyone you know who's vulnerable, young kids and your pets as well, as they're all likely to be suffering in this, and we don't want any fatalities from this. Unfortunately, it's likely there will be some, as ever with extreme weather like this. Some will not heed the warnings, but please do make sure that if you are listening to this, make sure you do take the necessary precautions to make sure you and your family, your friends and neighbours, and pets of course, all stay safe. Now these warnings continue into Tuesday, same warnings, and they do expire on Tuesday night. So if we do now have a look at what the UKV is showing, it was showing some extreme temperatures last night, or in yesterday's video. Now if we do run through the precipitation first, as I said, we're going to focus a little bit more on that thunderstorm activity, perhaps through Tuesday night into Wednesday. UKV is very much on board with some quite severe thunderstorms. So do run it through. You can see that rain exiting the eastern half this afternoon, and widely very dry with a bit of cloud around. It's going to hold the temperatures back in a few places, but it's still going to be high 20s, low 30s quite widely. You can see precipitation very minimal through Monday, widely more sunshine. Those temperatures will skyrocket. A few cumulus clouds as well around. There is quite a lot of instability, but we're not seeing anything pop off as of yet. As we head towards Tuesday, you can start to see some precipitation in the west, and that's the breakdown of this hot spell coming. You can see through Tuesday afternoon, you couldn't even rule out a few thunderstorms across northern England, but it's through Tuesday evening into Wednesday, that's when we could start to really see some severe storms taking off. You see early hours of Wednesday, severe thunderstorms turning into a line of severe weather there. All these reds and oranges showing very torrential rain. Most likely will be some lightning associated with this as well. And we could see a weather warning put in for this. Most likely a yellow thunderstorm warning, but we'll have to see exactly what's happening with that. Again, I wouldn't call it at this stage, just because we'll have a look at some other models in a minute, and they're not all going for a similar sort of scale. So there is a lot of uncertainty, and all is how quickly the hot air does get swept away, and eventually we do go more unsettled in from the west. Nothing too bad, but generally that airflow not coming from the south anymore, and you can see that well reflected with the 850 HP temperatures back towards average. And the reason why we're seeing those thunderstorm outbreaks, you can see through Tuesday, that hot air slowly getting swept away through Wednesday, 20-degree isotherm getting replaced by the 5-degree isotherm. 15-degree temperature contrast is always going to produce some instability, weather fronts, precipitation, and in this instance, thunderstorms. And again, if we do run it back to have a look at those peak upper air temperatures, most likely through Monday evening, 25 degrees at 850 HPA. The 20-degree isotherm pretty much taking over everywhere. Extreme conditions. So if we do now have a look at the surface conditions for this heat wave. Now you can see this afternoon temperatures widely high 20s, low 30s. Could see the isolated 33 degrees there in around sort of the Liverpool, Manchester area towards northwest England. Again, there are certain areas that are not typically record-breaking hot, but because we've got a record-breaking upper air temperatures, the winds coming from the south-southwest, some areas in northern and northwestern England into northeastern England could see the peak temperatures at times just because of the orographics, because of the hills and mountains. We can see the Föhn effect taking place and just heat just getting stored there. So areas like Liverpool, even those towards the coast, could still see temperatures high 30s, maybe 40 degrees. We're seeing that from some models. But widely today, 30 to 32 degrees, so hot heat wave-like conditions, but nothing too out of the ordinary for a UK heat wave. But it's as we head towards Monday. You can see around 9 AM on Monday, we're seeing those temperatures get to around 30 degrees at 9 AM. And by 3 PM, widely mid to high 30s. Again, as a peak of the temperatures most likely will now be on Tuesday. That's where the models have sort of progressed over the last day or two. And again, you can see those temperatures are peaking in around the East Midlands, East Anglia towards North East England, perhaps 38, 39 degrees. So could and probably will break the all-time temperature record tomorrow. And again, as I said, towards that Liverpool area, we could see again 37, 38, 39 degrees just because of the orographics. Across the Republic of Ireland, 30 to 32 degrees. Scotland most likely will peak somewhere at 30 degrees, so will Northern Ireland. But the overnight temperatures, 3 AM, when typically it's going to be its coolest just before sunrise, widely in the 20s. Very few areas are below 20 degrees. Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, some areas seeing 16, 17, 18 degrees. That'll be quite a warm night generally, but that's the coolest it's going to be in the British Isles. Scotland, some areas, most areas, high teens, low 20s, and across England and Wales, some areas hardly dropping below 27, 28 degrees, especially in towns and cities and urban areas. It could be ridiculously hot, and this is what I mean by it's not going to be good sleeping through Monday night into Tuesday. So yeah, do not expect to be getting an amazing night's sleep. There's many things you can do. Again, I'm not the expert on this, how to stay cool, especially sleeping. But if you've got a fan, that would be useful. Have a cold shower before bed to lower your body temperatures. I wouldn't sleep under covers or anything like that. And generally just trying to keep yourself as cool as possible. And one thing I would say is overnight, make sure you do open the windows as well. Perhaps during the day, do not open the windows, because most likely the outdoor temperatures will be hotter than your indoor temperatures. But at night, it's most likely your indoor temperatures have risen, regardless of whether you've got the windows open or not. It will probably rise to the high 20s, 30 degrees. So even though it's only a few degrees cooler, it should help a little bit by having temperatures, by having the windows open at night. But Tuesday afternoon, it's going to be ridiculous. Look at that, widely 35 to 40 degrees. And again, seeing those temperatures peak across northeast England, London, East Anglia, the Midlands, up towards northwest England as well. The bullseye area where we've got that red warning in force, 40 to 42 degrees. It's going to smash the all-time temperature record, potentially on Monday, and very, very likely now on Tuesday. I'm pretty much guaranteed we're going to break the all-time temperature record. And I'd say there's about an 80 or 90% chance we reach 40 degrees. Again, 41, 42 degrees is a little bit too high. I think I might be a bit sceptical of that, but I definitely think 40 degrees is going to be reached. Beyond that, as we're heading through Wednesday, it's going to be much cooler, perhaps still low 20s, maybe mid to high 20s in East Anglia and the far southeast, hanging on to that hotter air, but still cooling down. And by Thursday, you can see widely mid 20s. So warm, pleasant, but nothing ridiculous. Now, if we have a look at the ARPEGE, if we do actually start on the precipitation, now you can see, as we head through, we'll just skip right towards sort of Tuesday evening. You can see towards Tuesday evening, weather fronts gathering in the west, heavy precipitation starting to move in, and you can see those yellows and all those greens, and most likely yellows starting to appear within these showers heading up from the west and southwest, and through Wednesday afternoon it could produce some significant thunderstorms. Unfortunately, we can't quite see out beyond 72 hours, but it still would be pretty severe most likely with that. Again, showing those showers and storms moving through, but unfortunately, if any of those in the west and the southwest looking for some cooler conditions through Tuesday afternoon, this ARPEGE run as it arriving through early hours of Wednesday. So Tuesday still being an absolute scorcher, even in the west and southwest, where there's been a little bit of doubt recently because of the progression of the cooler air and the thundery weather as well. Now, if we do have a look at those temperatures, if we do skip to today, or today's after. Today at around 3 p.m. you can see mildly 30 to 32 degrees across central England, so all models really deciding on that and convening on that. Tomorrow those temperatures will most likely rise once again back towards the mid to high 30s. Perhaps 37, 38 degrees would be touch and go, whether we break the all-time temperature record there of 38.7 degrees, but we would get very, very close. Very hot there, and widely 30 degrees across most of the British Isles, perhaps apart from some areas in Scotland, but again, 30 degrees in some areas of Scotland is very difficult to achieve. Now, if we do look overnight, you can see widely temperatures not dropping below the mid to low 20s. So it's not just an anomalous run from the UKV. All the models are showing it's going to be incredibly warm. Warmer than our average high for this time of year for many areas, and Tuesday afternoon is going to be ridiculous. You can see widely 38 to 40 degrees. Again, models already showing 40 degrees, but a bit sceptical whether we're going to get higher than that, 41 or 42 degrees. Again, smashing the all-time temperature record with those temperatures peaking in the red warning zone. And as we head towards Wednesday, you can see those temperatures are going to get quite a bit cooler. In the early hours, it still is a little bit on the cooler side, but a little bit on the warm side, sorry. But those temperatures will slowly recover back towards what we'd expect for this time of year. And I expect those temperatures overnight to start get back towards the mid-teens, low teens towards Thursday and Friday. Now, if we finish the models by having a look at the GFS. Now, if we do start by having a look at the Cape for this GFS run. Now, you can see through Tuesday evening, significant Cape around. Again, nothing completely off the charts, but enough to give severe thunderstorms widely. You see these yellows appearing, and it continues through Wednesday as well, with another area of Cape moving through Wednesday afternoon to evening, coinciding with where the UKV run has some significant precipitation as well. So could see some severe thunderstorms there before things start to become a little less sort of exciting, really. Nothing much happening there beyond Wednesday. Looks like it will die down, the weather back towards average conditions. I know a lot of people are probably looking forward to that. Now, as we're through Tuesday evening, you can see there are a few showers around. Again, nothing too crazy, but it's through Wednesday we could start to see some severe thunderstorms moving through. You can see some across northern France really progressing through. The GFS is quite uncertain with the positioning of this, but it has got widespread precipitation in sort of a convective nature as well. So from this chart, we can't really say too much exactly what's going to happen, apart from there's going to be heavy showers and thunderstorms around. I definitely do think we're going to have to wait another day or so until we can really pinpoint the timings and the intensity of this storms once the hot plume has arrived, which will be through this evening and into tomorrow. Then the models will very much grasp the breakdown of it a lot better. Now, if we do just finish by having a look at the temperatures from the GFS run. Now, you can see this afternoon temperatures widely, as I said, 30 to 32 degrees, maybe peaking 33, 34. We'll just have to see what the official records are tonight. GFS goes for 40 degrees tomorrow, somewhere in London, but widely 35 to 38 degrees, the isolated 39 degrees across central and eastern areas. So would be breaking the all-time temperature record there tomorrow afternoon. Overnight temperatures still incredibly warm, mid to high 20s for some, and widely low to mid 20s. And tomorrow afternoon, ridiculous 40 to 42 degrees across a large area through eastern half of England. Into East Anglia, South East England, through the East Midlands, into North East England, again towards the Liverpool area, 40 degrees as well. And I said this in a few videos ago. I had a look at the Liverpool record, all-time record, and it's only 35 degrees. We've been breaking the all-time temperature record for the northwest of England by 5 degrees. That is incredible. incredible temperatures we could be seeing here. Again, it's very difficult to believe these charts because I never thought we'd see something this hot this soon, and widely this hot. I wouldn't have been surprised if we saw a local 40 degrees in a widespread conditions of sort of mid-30s, like when we broke the all-time temperature record in 2019. We saw 38.7 degrees locally, but widely 35, 36, 37. But we're seeing widespread 40 degrees here. It is completely unprecedented, and yeah, hopefully everyone just stays safe. Luckily, though, towards Wednesday, those temperatures are going to get a lot better. Back to more towards normal sort of warm weather. GFS still showing 30 to 32 degrees in the east, but more widely back towards the mid to high 20s, which is much better. And even low 30s is going to feel a lot cooler than Monday and Tuesday. Now, if we do finish the video by just having a look at the ensembles, you can see very hot air mass coming in. Still got about 10 degrees to rise as of 6 a.m. this morning for the peak through Monday and Tuesday before we see a big drop off. And you can see those precipitation spikes there from the ensemble. So potentially some severe thunderstorms. Again, some uncertainty because it is convective in nature. And then temperatures return back towards average. Perhaps a signal towards the last sort of 5 days of July, we could see another peak of warmer weather, but it's warm weather back towards the high 20s, maybe low 30s. Nothing exceptional like now. We're going to have to probably define change our definition of a heat wave after this. Normally we'd say heat waves on again to low 30s, but considering we're likely to reach low 40s, yeah, we're going to have a very, very different perspective. There's going to be different sort of categories of heat wave going on beyond this, but it generally looks back towards average. There does look like there's going to be decent precipitation in the longer term. It's likely convective of nature, but still precipitation nonetheless. A lot of areas turning brown and dry at the moment, so it's going to be a lot better for those people who do need the water. But yeah, it does look generally in the longer term a little bit better, a little bit more comfortable. If we do have a look at those 2 meter temperatures, just from the ensembles, you can see reaching high 30s, perhaps 40 degrees on Tuesday. And you can see those overnight lows in London through Monday night to Tuesday, not getting below about 26 or 27 degrees on the majority of ensemble members. That's higher than the high averages for the next sort of 2 weeks, all the way into early August. Ridiculous temperatures there. And again, if we just have a look at the ECMWF ensembles at the upper air temperatures, incredibly hot over the next couple of days, and then longer term returning back towards average with decent precipitation. So if you are looking for more towards average conditions, still warm, pleasant conditions with showers and precipitation for the garden, it is looking like we're going to be seeing that through the last 10 days of July. Couldn't rule out some warmer weather here or there. There are some hot runs, but nothing exceptional at this stage, and it is generally looking a lot better. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. Make sure to stay safe out there, heed all the warnings, and look after anyone vulnerable, younger people, older people, and your pets as well. And hopefully we all get through this, and I'll see you again for another video tomorrow, when we'll have a look at what those temperatures are looking like tomorrow afternoon. I'm expecting to see those high 30s, potentially 40 degrees. It'll be very interesting to see what those official temperatures are tomorrow afternoon, and it will gear up exactly what to expect on Tuesday. If we do see 39, 40 degrees tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised to see 41 or 42 degrees on Tuesday. But if we only reach 37, 38 tomorrow, then I think Tuesday more likely will be 32, 40 degrees, because of course the heat does build on it, build on the day preceding it. So we'll just have to see what happens. But at this stage, it's looking incredibly hot, really quite dangerous. Red danger to life warning in force. So please do stay safe.